At its core, feminism came with a powerful promise: to give women freedom. The freedom to choose. For centuries in many parts of the world, women were confined to the home, cooking, cleaning, raising children, while public life, business, politics, education belonged to men. In some places, it was worse. In Germany, there was even a time when a husband had the legal right to sell his wife. Yes, actually sell her. But women, like men, have dreams. They have talents. They deserve a voice. And the feminist movement said, enough is enough. Give women the right to vote, the right to work, to study, to own property, to lead. And it worked. We now have women in boardrooms, in parliaments, in labs, in courtrooms. Women are changing the world. But amidst all this progress, there's one thing that hasn't changed: motherhood. While everything around it has evolved, the emotional needs of a baby haven't. A child still needs love, warmth, presence, a mother's touch. But how do you give that when you're working from 9 to 5? Actually, working from 9 to 5 would be generous. Some women work overtime, weekends, night shifts. So one of the only options becomes daycare, and that's where the hard questions start. What is a 3-month-old doing in daycare? It's not the mother's fault. Let's be real, the cost of living is insane. For many families, one income just isn't enough. And sometimes the father refuses to help, so the mother has to do it all. But still, these questions matter because some of the research is, honestly, a little worrying. A major Canadian study tracked children all the way to 4.5 years old, and what they found was this: the more hours a child spent in daycare each week, the more likely they were to struggle with things like social competence, aggression, and even conflict with adults. These children were 3 times more likely to have externalizing problems like anxiety, hyperactivity, and aggression compared to kids who didn't attend daycare. And it didn't stop with the kids. Even the mothers were affected. Those who had their children in daycare for many hours each week were found to be less sensitive to their children's emotional needs. That's heavy. And there's more. Another study measured cortisol levels. That's the stress hormone in our bodies. They found that children in daycare actually had higher levels of cortisol during the day compared to when they were at home. In simple terms, daycare, for many kids, was more stressful than being at home.
But if daycare is the only practical or affordable option, then what? Well, maybe there's still room to think creatively. Maybe it's about finding ways to give our babies just a bit more one-on-one care each day. Maybe